Okay, so now what we're going to do is we've determined that the orientation of the building is basically it's the southwest on the gable end. So you got all the weather, all the rain coming from there and driving onto the brickwork and penetrating the brickwork. So we're going to put some Karston tubes onto the wall. Spare me a second. Okay. So these are the Karston tubes which are going to go onto the wall. These are then going to be filled with water, and we're going to monitor the absorbency, how much water gets absorbed over an hour. We're going to monitor how much water gets absorbed into the brickwork. There's just a lot going on today, so I'm going to have to shout up. Once that is done, we're going to come back. Once that's done, we're going to find another area, apply the cream, and then we're going to come back and test it. So I'm just going to set these up and stick them on the wall. Okay, as you can see, I've applied a couple of the Karston tubes onto the wall. You might not be able to see them so clearly. This is one of them. There we go. Let me jump round. So this is one of the Karston tubes. Sorry. Seal on there. Okay, and then we're going to fill it to that line there. I think they said it represents about wind being driven with the pressure which is in that tube. Obviously, it's only a small amount of water, which is equivalent to a rain being blown at a wall to about, say, 30 miles an hour. If you imagine that you've got a litre of fluid, or a litre of water anyway, weighs about 1 kilogram. So, you know, we're going to have up to, well, we've got, 4 units of water going into there, which is going to go against the wall, and it's going to be onto the brickwork. So we're just going to stick this one on. I've chosen 3 sample areas, and I'm going to apply the cream to somewhere close to those areas after the brickwork has dried out, and then we'll come back and have a look in a couple of weeks' time. But I'm just going to do this for now. It's going to be monitored over about an hour, and then after that point we'll see how much water is being absorbed. I'm going to do 3 sheets, which is going to cover 3 of the tubes, so we'll get an idea of the test area. I'm also going to take a photograph as well, so that will be on the website as well. With these, you have to make sure that there is a good seal all the way around, so where the joint is there, you have to ensure that there are no gaps, and then when that sticks onto the brickwork like that, it forms a seal. You rotate it slightly so you get any trapped air out and you get a good seal. Also, when you put your fluid into the tube, you need to ensure that there's no air bubbles trapped in the bottom as well. You don't have to use distilled water, I'm just using ordinary tap water. So I'm just going to stick this last one on. I think I'm going to go for this area here. So do the circles that you can see where the other ones are being applied. So that one's been applied. Push firmly in place, and just bear with me a second. Bottle of water, I'm going to fill the first one up. That gets filled up to the 0 mark. I'm going to do the 2 and then I'll get back to you. Okay, as you can see, I've filled up the Karston tubes. It's a bit of a, well, it's not the clearest of days, but hopefully you can see that. So there's 3 on the wall, and random positions based on the colour of the brickwork and the absorbency of the brickwork. I don't know what it's going to be. So just 3 that have been put in place. I've got the rest of the kit there, which is basically the cream which goes on, which is that one there. And that is after, so it could be on another part of the brickwork, but somewhere close. And them are the tubes. So I've got 3 of those Karston tubes, or Karston tubes as you want to call it. So there's 4 in total, and little paintbrush there for putting the cream on. And that's about it really. And also I've got a chart there. So what I'm going to be doing is, on this chart, I've just put on here a little bit of information. I'm going to put the orientation of the site, and then it's going to be monitored every 5 minutes for the next 30 minutes. Well, we've got 5, 10, 15, 30, and then in an hour, just to see where it goes. So that's about it really. So I'll just whiz you back over. At the moment, that one, I don't know if you can see that, so if you can zoom out a little bit or zoom in, it's very hard to see, to be honest, because of the tubes are clear and you can't see the mark. Let me just see if I can put a bit of paper behind there or something. Let me see. Paintbrush. Let's try this board. I don't know if this is going to help. Is it going to help, or is it going to mess with it? No, it's not helping really, is it? No. Okay, it's a shame really, because I can't really get it. Okay, what I've done is I've put a little bit of paper behind this one. Hopefully it'll help you to be able to see a bit clearer. So as you can see there's a little bit of movement from the 0 mark, but this isn't the best even with the lens that I've got in. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. Is that going to spoil the focus? Yeah, I'm not sure really. What I shall do though is I shall mark it down. I thought the paper would help a little bit. The 0 mark is there, and it's maybe moved half a notch down from there. So in regards to calibration, it's got 10 calibrations, and it's probably moved half at the moment. So that brickwork is not absorbing a lot of water. If we look at the other ones, this one here, yeah, that one's moved down 2 calibrations. And this one here, which is the higher one, is moved about half as well. So it seems like it's this kind of brickwork which is giving an issue at the moment. But we'll look into that. We'll just monitor that a bit more. You've got the lighter coloured brick here, which is typical. It's a mixture. That seems less absorbent than this one over here, which is the darker brickwork. But I'm going to start making some notes now. So we're coming up to 3 minutes into the 5-minute test, and we'll go from there. Just as an addition, I'm taking into account the compo as well. So I've put one of these Karston tubes on the compo line, so on the bedding joint of the cement, I suppose you could say, just to see what the absorbency is there. So if we spin around and we take a look at this one here, let me just get this one down here. I've got one on the compo there, so I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't, but as you're looking at it, it's physically going down very, very quickly. So if you look there, you can see that that's got darker already, so the water's being absorbed into the compo joint. So if the brick isn't porous but you've got poor compo, then you're going to get some sort of absorbency in the through the cement as well, and that's going to absorb the water. Now I have had the property repointed, so I think it's more, let me spin around, I think it's more a problem with the brickwork than it is the compo joint, because that's all been repointed with ordinary Portland cement. There is an additive that you can put into the cement as well, but I haven't had that done in this particular occasion. Having said that, I think it's more of a problem with the brickwork than I do with the compo joints. Having said that and qualifying that, when we look at the thermographic image, it does show that there is some penetration through the compo joints as well. If you look back at the previous video and you look at the shot that was taken later in the evening, you can see that there is something there. Okay, hope that helps. Bye for now.